This evening on House and Home, Norman of PIMS talks more on education. Origin Gas talk are back with demonstrating on connecting your gas safely. And for those of you looking to shop for new furniture, whether it be for your home or for your office, we take a look at the furniture department over at Brian Bell with Bill Neal. Good evening everyone, and thank you once again for tuning into House and Home this evening. I trust the weekend has been quite an experience for some, and possibly for others a very quiet and relaxing weekend, especially here in Port Moresby where it's been quite a wet weekend for us. Regardless of the weather, a number of activities took place. Valentine's Day was celebrated like no other. I found out that all restaurants and other dining areas were fully booked out, which was good to know. Over the weekend, some organizations celebrated a milestone. Congratulations to IBS on their 25th anniversary. And also here in the nation's capital, visiting performers Common Kings packed in a full house and entertained their hearts out to their fans, not just the Palm City residents, but to all those that flew in from around the country just for the concert. Glad you made it and joined in a once-in-a-lifetime, not-to-be-missed performance. With a weekend filled with activities for some, I'm sure your week would have kicked off in a good and positive way. Moving on, we join Norman for the PIM segment.
Good evening viewers, and welcome once again to this, the 13th PIMS episode on House and Home. By this week, student registration in many institutions throughout the country would have been completed and regular classes getting underway. With the free and compulsory education policies of the government already or very close to being in place, getting a start in education for children in our country has never been easier, one might say. Assuming that these policies will still be in place for the next several decades, it will be quite interesting to observe, study and assess the general attitude, character development and mindset of students benefiting under the free and compulsory education policies as compared to students of the past who've only known and operated under the user pay system, a system in which their places at schools and institutions was guaranteed only if parents and sponsors came good with fee payments. In life, when something is given to you free, on a plate so to speak, as in free education, sometimes you do not see or realize its value. You take it for granted and squander or waste it. I am sure that there are many fellow Papua New Guineans today who will never have the chance to be up there benefiting, enjoying and being blessed with the rewards of good education simply because their parents in the past did not have the capacity nor the money to pay for fees, and no free education at that time to rescue their situation. So students of today, how privileged you all are compared to past students. We have to be thankful. Take time to see and realize the importance and value of the free education opportunities that the government is providing and make full use of it. Do not waste it. When the compulsory education to grade 12 is fully implemented, there will no longer be any more school dropouts in grade 8 or 10 as in the past. All the traditional school leavers and dropouts will be coming out at the end of grade 12 only. The unintended consequence of this, as we've been saying all along, is that by 2018 and 2020, we will be swamped by a massive number of at least 100,000 high expecting grade 12 dropouts who will not find places in any of our usual tertiary institutions. In the primary and secondary levels of education, the implication of the compulsory education policy is that there will almost be 100% transition rate between all grades till grade 12. Logically, selection or acceptance to the next higher grade can no longer be totally or exclusively based on merit. This means that advancement to the next higher grade may no longer require that you necessarily and strictly pass to move on. Many poorly performed students will just have to be put through and advance till grade 12 to fulfill the requirements of the compulsory education policy. A very interesting, tricky and challenging situation to manage if you spend some time to think of it. Obviously, the unintended danger in this is that since the motivational requirement that you work hard to pass in order to move to the next grade will no longer apply to a large extent. Many students may see through it and be sucked into the habit of putting in mediocre, substandard and poor performances, knowing that they will move through the system anyway. In the previous episode, we highlighted the fact that university and tertiary institution selectors are becoming very appalled and concerned each year about the emerging and worrying trend of the large number of grade 12 school leavers who are applying for tertiary level studies with very poor grades. The obvious and big question is, why is this so? Why is it that the performance of many of our secondary students passing out at grade 12 nowadays is so poor? As I stated in the last episode, the factors that determine the final performance and quality of students at the end of secondary studies are multiple. For me, these determining factors can be grouped into two categories. The first category is factors that are institutional or system and beyond the student's control. The other category is factors that are well within the control of students, such as the management of their time. The time factor, a very crucial determining factor. Students just not putting enough time on the subject in the study. I personally believe that the mismanagement of time by students is the major cause of this broad drop in standards and quality of our students. For students who are watching tonight, and from my own experience at university here and overseas, brilliance and talent are not enough on their own if you want to really succeed in your studies. There are many brilliant and gifted people today who have nothing or little to show for, but countless others, not so brilliant or gifted, who have achieved much and can show you much because of the commitment and the time they have dedicated in their studies and work. As students, if you really want to do well in your studies, it will require absolute and unwavering commitment and time on the subject. There are just no shortcuts. My advice to students, just put a stop to those Facebooking, playing computer games, texting, WhatsApping, MP3 music, and all those other distractions that are keeping you awake into the early hours of the morning. You can hardly remain awake and alert in class the next day, let alone understand or absorb what is being taught. Believe me, these distractions will do much damage to you, your present and future families, and our country if the majority of our students are getting sucked into this mobile phone and gadgets addiction obsession. Before we go, may I remind students that we are still conducting late enrollments at PIMS in the new Norman Sike Institute NSI in the centers of NCD, Ley, Madang, Wewak, Kavieng, Manus, and Wabeg. The courses are in secondary and matriculation studies, grade 12 upgrading, certificate and diploma courses in business, computing, accounting, HR, management, computer science, sales and marketing, mathematics, and correspondence studies. Please apply now before enrollment closes in most of the centers. For further information and application forms for both PIMS and NSI courses nationwide, please contact the following address on the screen: PIMS NCD, PO Box 775, Boroko, NCD. Phone 325-4815, mobile 727-33345, 710-68149, or 7046-4121. The email address for PIMS is pimsinfor@gmail.com, and the address for the PIMS website is www.pims.ac.pg. For easy information and application downloads, the email address for the Norman Sike Institute NSI is nsii@gmail.com. In closing, a person by the name of Harvey Mackay said this about time and how we use it. I read, time is free, but it is priceless. You can own it, but you can use it. You can keep it, but you can spend it. Once you've lost it, you can never get it back. Lost time is never found again. Once again, I thank you all for your attention tonight. To the students, your mobile phones have many advantages and can help you in so many ways. However, it may be the very thing that does lasting damage to you and your future. Use it wisely and responsibly. Till we meet again in 2 weeks' time for another PIMS episode, it's good night to you all. Have a safe and good week. Thank you.
After the break, we feature a story on sewing.
Hello and welcome to House and Home. I'm Charlene and I'm down here at the Foursquare Living Light Gospel Church at Calgary. And today my guest is Rose, who is a sewing instructor with the sewing ministry down here at the Calgary Foursquare Church. Hello Rose, you alright?
Yes, me alright.
Thank you Trulo bungi mi plalo disla day. Now, but you showing me some all tips lo sum up. That's all me like just asking you some questions past time lo all sewing ministries that come up lo here. Rose, how much play here now this la sewing ministry and work lo run?
Now me running this la training lo sewing class lo. Yeah, 4 players now. 4 players now me running na graduate team all student lo me I think must estimate number 200 plus. Instead of 1 player, me plus running 3 per time, 6 weeks, 6 weeks training and me plus I give him. Now all past now now me like him graduate him all na give him all certificate one time. All can go na running market blow working something na salim blow late like. This la all Mary where me plus train him all. In a blow 4 square tasol or lo Kaugere tasol no gat. All Mary come blow. Shun Valley 8 mile, 9 mile, all Mary lo SDA, Catholic, all get up, all come. All man too, all come. Time all man come, all like all request lo working button shed. So me play help him all lo working button shed. Na all Mary come, more like a Mary blouse, so me play help him all lo working Mary blouse. Auntie Mary all talk man blow all work, but all no say give all fortnight money blow. Na sample all no work. Plenty blow and widow, plenty blow and all Mary were around all facing problem now all stop. So all togo say me pla come na line him just something na me pla go na market na Salem na help him all pikinini blow me pla la buy him school fee blow all na help him all mama papa blow all support him all some family lo place na this like plan the time me pla ask him man blow me pla. All I give him money na all crossing me pla, all fighting me pla na behind all giving me pla money so. Plenty recent blow le mosem. So na me play help him all. Na must la give him this something na make him all same. All can sustain him life where all can end him now.
Now Rose, how much play instructor also help him you lo walk him this la walk?
Me got 4 plameri. All 4 plameri and all 2 and time lo ya long him also helping me lo walk him this la walk.
Na Rose lo this la year mi sabe osem you pla pinisimol classes blue you pla. Tas all next year but one time you pla by start ken. One moon you pla look lo start him ken.
Ba mi pla start him ken lo next year March. Ba mi pla provide him sample forms lo year lo all can fill him na all back na school. So whoever willing lo come na line him this la one him. Fee blow me play 150 kina. Yeah, for 6 weeks.
This la lap na Mary blouse you wear him now yeah you yet you make him
Yeah, kolos na mi wear him me yet me work him. Na me can make him plenty all styles, all no plus style. Me yet me make him. Na me work button shirt, all quilt, na all gowns, blow all schools. Me say work him na yet now me work lo look plan something lo working na line him this la all married to us kind.
You make a time you can show me lo sample all tips na how you align him all Mary?
Firstly, me say help him all put him cotton go inside. And one up. Same. Okay, you got rod long and block cotton bakam. Step 1, 2. So was me plan putting good rod but thread. Some the time was thread pen na kissing good. So me myself him all good cotton must come the rod long em. Come lo yana and go inside a needle. Me pla put him thread go inside the rod long em and back am now okay must now go underneath. Put him go inside. You get one and long em go hook stop. And pass now. Pass him. Just like that. Pass him now. All stitch and stuff. You like making blouse play you go nice na look awesome fancy type or this like awesome all got a stitch and stuff where can attractive like all Mary law buy all stitched up. This time buttonhole also work buttonhole low button shirt na button this like A na B straight na all jig na all one em stop or got a state stop where me plus help him all Mary law. You got all number belong him to stop. Na you yet by you choose him which pattern him you like law put him law Mary blouse play you. Suppose me putting go law 3 na 4. And by long plan, a big plan, this last design and come up good. So me tani come lo 1 na 2 namel so this last teacher and come up good design long and come up good straight where you like him long end. Okay, me like him J2. And by me tani go lo J. Okay, me ba puti come lo namel lo 0 na 1 ya. Sla button all sign stop ya me put him now. Sign blood this like come up moon ya. Sign blood this last straight come up. So I was me put him narabla number 3 or 2. Na come up good, go long plan, I know come up good.
Amazing what wonderful creations you can come up with a needle and thread and of course material. It is encouraging to see more and more mothers and of course ladies trying their hand at learning new skills, and it's even more encouraging to see many others willing to teach these skills to those who'd like to learn. Knowing or learning how to sew not only can it provide you with an opportunity to make an income for yourselves and your families, but it's a skill worth learning that can save you money or help you with basic upkeeping of your wardrobe to avoid those most unwanted wardrobe malfunctions. By the way, it's just as handy for men to know and learn how to sew as well as women. Coming up next, the team of Origin continue their safety with gas campaign and demonstrate the correct way of connecting and disconnecting your gas. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching House and Home. Those of you who have just tuned in, welcome to the show. There are a number of ways to cook at home, and either way you look at it, there's always a danger involved. Therefore, safety measures are put in place to prevent that unfortunate accident. It's the same with cooking with gas. However, some seem to fear the use of gas more than the other methods of cooking. What you don't realize is that the use of gas can prove to be the more efficient method of cooking for you. We now join Henry on Origin Gas Talk, demonstrating the correct way of connecting and disconnecting your gas.
Hello viewers, I am Henry Maipu and thank you once again for joining us on the third episode of Origin Gas Talk. Today, we're here in Courts in Port Moresby at the Origin House School. Just a brief recap on the last two segments on Origin Gas Talk. We covered the launching of the safety campaign, introducing the first 8 blocks of awareness, which includes connecting your gas safely, how to safely transport your gas, lifting your gas safely, safety tips, tips on efficient burning, safe storage, cleaning your gas stove at home, and why you should cook with gas. Last week, we demonstrated to you reasons as to why it is more convenient to cook with gas compared to firewood, electricity, and kerosene. Using the kettle of water as a test subject, you saw for yourself that the use of firewood, kerosene, and electric stove does not heat up as fast, taking time to reach a required temperature to be able to cook or boil water. And in most instances, with the use of these appliances to cook within the kitchen, cooking is slower. As you saw, gas is a faster way of cooking and it's hotter, allowing instant cooking and it lasts longer. Our aim in all this is to educate our consumers, bridge the fear factor that gas is dangerous, and to encourage a safety culture within the home. We strive to build consumer acceptance and confidence in using Origin gas. In tonight's episode of the Origin Gas Talk, we take a look at one of the 8 blocks of awareness of the safety campaign, connecting your gas safely. We'll be showing you steps and ways on how to connect your gas safely, as well as materials you will need to join gas to a gas bottle. I will emphasize on maintaining standards on regulators and the different sizes of cylinders. We work with a 4.5 kg gas cylinder, a 2-burner cast iron stove, a 1.2 meter hose, a regulator already attached to the hose, and some soapy water. To safely connect, first of all, you will need to remove the safety plug from the cylinder. Secondly, attach the regulator to the cylinder. But before you do that, you will need to ensure that the regulator has an O-ring around the nozzle. Once you've confirmed that, then you insert the nozzle to the cylinder, and to tighten, turn anti-clockwise. After connecting regulator to the cylinder, turn on the gas by turning the valve anti-clockwise. By now you have gas flowing through the hose and regulator. Now, how do you know, or how do you check that your gas has been connected properly? In order to check or detect gas leaks, you will need to check all connections by using the soap water method. All you need is a small jug of water with added dishwashing detergent and simply pour it over the connection. If a leak exists, you will see a cluster of small bubbles appear. If that be the case, it is not recommended that you use the gas appliance. You would need to turn off the gas valve completely and disconnect the regulator. Once you've done that, phone our Origin office to speak to experts for assistance or advice. Now, to safely disconnect, follow these pointers. Always turn off cylinders when not in use. Ensure that cylinder valve is turned off. Now turn clockwise to disconnect your regulator from the cylinder. Make sure that the O-ring is still intact. And remember to keep cylinders upright and away from any source of heat. Hope those steps on connecting and disconnecting your gas cylinder to a burner or stove were simple enough to follow. If you missed some of that, you can log on to MTV website www.mtv.com.pg to watch this particular segment again. Otherwise, please contact our Origin office on details provided on your screen for flyers on tonight's topic. Thank you, viewers, for your time, and be sure to join me on the next episode of Origin Gas Talk. We look at the safer ways for you to lift and carry gas cylinders. Also, keep a lookout for Uncle Gasman appearance at your nearest Origin LP gas dealer. And remember, LP Gas, life made easier. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Henry, and thank you to the team over at Origin. We look forward to the next Origin Gas Talk episode. Also note that gas can be used as an energy source for lighting, refrigerating, and provision of air conditioning for the home and business. Coming up after the break, Bill Neal takes us through the furniture department of Brian Bell. If you're looking for new furniture for the home or the office, you're not going to want to miss this. See you all in a moment.
Hey, hey, Mr. B.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to another Brian Bell segment of House and Home. I'm your host for the evening, Bill Neal. Brian Bell enjoys a great reputation when it comes to furniture. This reputation has been built off a quality range of products that we supply to you guys for affordable and competitive prices. We cater to commercial customers, which could be mining camps, hotels, restaurants, clubs, or office buildings. We furnish 1-bedroom apartments all the way through to 3 or 4-bedroom apartments. We give you that touch of class that only quality products can give you, and we have it all at one convenient spot. We deliver, we assemble, we fit it in. We give warranties on our products. We keep it simple and elegant, fancy and bright, furniture for all occasions, day and night. Now, before this segment turns into a nursery rhyme, let's take a look at some of the new products, some of the replenished stock, and some of the old favorites that Brian Bell does so well. Brian Bell has a wide range of furniture for all your needs. Our product ranges from your budget to your top of the range. Something for everyone with no compromise on quality. Ashley Furniture is renowned for their furniture range and quality. They recently approached us here at Brian Bell to see if we'd be interested in carrying their product line in the country. You see, Brian Bell has quality products because it has quality suppliers. We have suppliers from overseas, international suppliers, as well as local suppliers. This is evident all throughout Brian Bell's departments, especially here in furniture. Ashley Furniture supply lounges, dining sets, occasional sets like coffee tables, consoles, the list goes on. Modern and contemporary to vintage classics, we have the range and style. There has been a major overhaul in our bedroom and dining sections with completely new sets on display. Sleepyhead, as a lot of you viewers know from first-hand experience, are a quality range of beddings, high in comfort and a well-renowned brand from Australia. We go from overseas to our locally produced mattresses from Pacific Foam, from international to local. Our wardrobe selection starts from 2 doors all the way to the swanky 6 doors. We are absolutely blessed to be living in a country that is relatively untouched in comparison to other places in the world. We should keep it that way. Brian Bell buys a good percentage of its wooden furniture from companies that are environmentally conscious. Take, for example, rubber wood or these acacia wood wine cabinets. These sort of woods are plantation wood, which means that every time they cut one down, they plant 2 or 3 more in its place. We should all play our part to ensure that our environment stays healthy and lasts for much longer into the future. Papua New Guinea has great tropical weather. Brian Bell Outdoor Furnitures allows you to make the most of this. Enjoying the outdoors is made easy with our range of outdoor furnitures. Outdoor settings, plastic folding tables, family settings, Quila and aluminium ranges. So we've gone from the lounge room to the bedroom, we've seen the outdoor furniture, and now it's time to head to the office. Boys and girls, your office is your school desk. Working adults and parents, your office is your place of work. Furniture in these sorts of places needs to be functional. The furniture needs to do what it is saying that it will do. It needs to be able to sit you down comfortably for an hour, if that's how long your class is, or for a day in a boardroom meeting. These sorts of furniture need to be practical, safe, sturdy and reliable. You've come to learn that Brian Bell have quality products at competitive prices, but please don't think that just because you've come in 2 or 3 times throughout the year that you know everything that we have to offer. The furniture department is forever bringing in new product lines to spice up the department. The benefit of this is that there is limited stock in one kind of product. So for instance, if you were newlywed decorating your home, then you'd be buying products that nobody else would have. If you have a new office building that's a little bit glamorous, why not get a boardroom table to match? It allows you to be unique and not give in on quality. Good to see you all again, and as always, great products, great prices, and that is Brian Bell. See you all next week. Good night.
Best price, best quality, guaranteed at Brian Bell.
Right on, Mr. B.
A great range of furniture there, and if you're unable to find a particular type of furniture, do see the staff there as they may be able to assist you find something similar available in the catalogue. Thanks again, Bill, and we look forward to another Brian Bell segment next week. More on House and Home in a moment, so stay with us.
It's the tastiest tuna in a can. It's the new Best of Tuna Chunks in 185 grams. Packed with 100% premium white meat goodness. The finest export quality tuna is now available nationwide in oil and brine. Best of Tuna Chunks and Bestia. Proudly PNG made.
Good night, everyone. Welcome back to another Cooking with Besta program. For tonight's recipe, I will show you how to prepare Besta mackerel stir fry. This recipe is very simple to prepare. And in front of me we have 2 cups broccoli florets, half a cup green onion, 1 tablespoon oil, 2 cloves fresh minced garlic, 1/4 cup teriyaki sauce to taste, 2 cups sliced carrots, a few snow peas, and our main ingredient, Besta mackerel in tomato sauce in 425 grams. So firstly, we lit up our stove. Bring our pan over to the side. add in our oil. Make sure that the oil is evenly spread on all sides. Okay, let's add in our garlic. Spring onion, broccoli, carrots, and our snow peas. Let the vegetables to cook nice and crispy. Let it to cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. Okay viewers, our vegetables are now ready. So let's add in our pasta mackerel and tomato sauce. Mix that all up. Add in our teriyaki sauce. Pasta mackerel in tomato sauce comes in 3 different sizes: the 425 gram, the 200 gram, and the 155 gram. Pasta mackerel is also a good source of omega-3. Our pasta mackerel stir fry is now ready to be served. Let's switch off our stove. In front of me, I have my plate of rice already served. And here you have it, pasta mackerel stir fry. Thank you for watching and hope you join me again same time next week on Haus and Home Cooking with Besta. It's better, it's Besta, pride of PNG.
It's the tastiest tuna in a can. It's the new Besta Tuna Chunks in 185 grams. Packed with 100% premium white meat goodness. The finest export quality tuna is now available nationwide in oil and brine. Besta Tuna Chunks and Bestia, proudly PNG made.
Thanks for that, Miriam. Fish is a great source of overall goodness that is much required for our bodies. Eating fish 2 or more times a week may reduce the risk of a wide range of diseases and disorders that are unfortunately fast growing in our society today. Fish is an excellent and the only readily available source of long-chain omega-3 fatty acids, and that's good fatty acids, much required for our body. Fish is low in fat and high in protein. Healthy ways to cook and enjoy fish include having it baked, poached, grilled, or steamed. Now here are some health benefits from eating fish on a regular basis. Wellness of the brain and eyes. Fish rich in omega-3 fatty acids can contribute to the health of brain tissue and the retina, which is the back of the eye. Reduction of cardiovascular disease. Eating at least 2 serves of fish per week reduces the risk of heart disease and stroke by reducing blood clots and inflammation. Improving blood vessel elasticity, lowering blood pressure, lowering blood fats, and boosting good cholesterol. It relieves inflammatory conditions. Regular consumption may relieve the symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, and autoimmune disease. These are only to name a small few. So try to include more fish to your diet on a regular basis. We'll be back with more on Haus and Home in a moment. Welcome back. Well, we've pretty much come to the end of our show for this evening. Don't forget the importance of having breakfast. A full breakfast will take you right through the day, where all you would need to do is just top your tank up, so to speak, at lunch with something light and refreshing. Diabetes is on the rise. Hopefully in the coming weeks I can feature a story on that. In the meantime, watch your sugar intake. If you're one that loves their soft drinks and very sweet coffees and teas, it's a good idea to cut back on them. Exercising regularly is also the way to go. I was very encouraged to see a lady not too long ago who had gained so much weight, but I also learned that she has lost a great deal of weight with her dedication to exercising every afternoon. And I'm even more encouraged to see more people frequent Ella Beach to either walk or jog every afternoon after work. So for all of you that have included to get fit and healthy as the New Year's resolution and have started and have kept to it so far, I applaud you. Well done and keep it up. For those of you still stalling, quit stalling and get into an exercise regime that suits you. Also be mindful that if you have an existing injury, please seek your doctor's advice before you start an exercise that may cause you further injury. Next week on Haus and Home, Dr. Ambi joins us for the mental health segment. BSB updates us on their product activities for the month of February. IFC cooks up another tuna favorite, and Bill Neal has more great quality buys to share with us, available only at Brian Bell stores. This is where I leave you. Remember to think healthy and live healthy. Until next week, from the Haus and Home crew and myself, it's good night.